Center and Woking, if I'm not mistaken. How did that shoot go, and what was your initial reaction when you saw yourself on the cover too?
So I was actually in Europe. I was over at Austria for the Grand Prix and I was filming with Qatar, and so the time difference, obviously when it came out I was sleeping. I was like the last person to see it because like Vogue didn't tell me anything. Like I didn't even know how it looked like, how the photos were like, which photos we were gonna use. I was like, I just hope I look good, hopefully. I was just praying. So when it came out, everyone sent it to me. I woke up to like 100 messages and phone calls. They were like, Pia, your Vogue cover magazine came out, and I didn't even know. And then I looked at it and I was like, wow, that's actually me. That's me, and it's my name, and it's obviously the car behind me. Actually, not many people know, it's actually the car of it's the car of Senna, which is one of my heroes. So that was the last winning car of Ayrton Senna at MTC. And so for me to have been able to chance to see that in person and up close, it was so cool. And for that to be the cover of Vogue, to me, that means everything. It's bridging, you know, the fashion world as well as the motorsport world, and of course, representing Filipinos, which is what we're here to do.
Very cool. Again, this is such a cool moment, I guess, for you as a racing driver on the cover. Looks really awesome. Congratulations also, Bianca. So coming up, you have two important races. I guess these two would be very critical races on your championship hopes. How are you feeling going into Zandvoort? And of course, your home race that's also coming up in the month of September in Singapore.
Honestly, I feel very fueled. Like after having all this Filipino foods these past days, I feel very fueled and probably 3 more kgs heavier. But honestly, I'm ecstatic. It's amazing to actually have the chance to be back home in the Philippines, to have that 2 weeks off, to do something that I love and to be with people that I love as well. So it's just pretty cool. Obviously, heading into Zandvoort, I actually raced there in the British F4. We scored points. We finished in PA, so that I think for me was an amazing finish, and it just boosted my confidence heading into the weekend. And obviously, we've got the Singapore Grand Prix, the closest to a home race I'll have. I've been there multiple times, racing on track and off track. Been there back in 2022, and I know that the crowd there will be crazy. I think there's going to be a lot of Filipinos there watching and supporting and racing the flag. So I'm honestly really excited. I know it's going to be hot and humid and probably raining and then sunny, so I'll be prepared for all weathers, and hopefully we can bring home a win eventually.
Yes, we're definitely hoping you take home the win over the next 2 races. And true to what you said, there's nothing like Filipino support from the track marshals, the fans at the track. Like, you really see that. And before we move to our Q&A portion of the press conference, we can clearly see how busy the year has been for you. Just wanted to wrap up with how you're feeling overall. How do you feel about where you are as a driver? Are you happy with everything? And what are the biggest changes that have happened so far in the 2024 season?
I think by how much I grew as a person. Obviously, racing as an athlete, you're always facing really difficult moments. Every day is a struggle. You train, long days on track, long days at the gym, and you sometimes find or lose inspiration, and you lose that drive. And that's why it's such a mental battle to still pick yourself up the next day and train even harder. And for me, I had to grow up recently quite a lot. I had to find myself as well and find what I love and the things that I want, and find happiness. So I've realized that recently, as I've always been my whole life, I've always connected my self-worth to my success. And whenever I wasn't winning, whenever I wasn't doing well, I would feel less as a person, less of me. And I felt like that mentality really, it drained me the previous year's racing. And that's one thing that McLaren has actually taught me, is that, your success is the accomplishments you do in your life. And it's not always valued in wins or in the races that you do well, but in actually the things you achieve and you feel complete in as a person. And I felt like that was so valuable to hear from my team, to hear from McLaren, the people that I expected that would push me to win and to win and to win. But I realized it's never about winning. It's actually the journey, and and it really has been, and it's been amazing. So I've been enjoying every moment, and I'm learning quite a lot, and I'm learning to be kinder to myself as well.
Well, thank you, Bianca, for that wonderful insight. And